AC's fine.
It's hot in here. It's warm.
Are you having hot flashes?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Small Screen Shakedown. Pawn Stars is a show that has gained a lot of fans in a few years' time. It makes transactions over antique and unique stuff and provides people with good cash in exchange. But not all the time the things are worth how much they ask for, or even real. Let's move forward and talk about some Pawn Stars scams. Ball and chain. Rick is a guy who has lots of experience and has seen separating the junk from gold for a very long time. This is one of the reasons it's pretty hard to con the old man. But things aren't always on his side. When a customer came in with a ball and chain set claiming it to be Wells Fargo's, although Rick doubted the owner's words because he thought the ball and chain were too advanced for the period it belonged to, he still paid him $450 and wished him farewell. When an expert was called over, Rick was pretty disappointed to know that the ball and chain worth nothing and was a piece of junk. The feeling of getting scammed wasn't good, but he couldn't help but move on.
There.
Right.
But pretty notorious prison. Same with Yuma.
They had all the bad guys.
Classic car. Rick has always been interested in cars, but in those which are unique, but still in the perfect condition to sell. When Rick came across an Austin Healey, he knew he wanted it. When he went over to check on the car, although it was in pretty sound condition, when Rick started the engine, it didn't go on. The only thing that the owner could say at the time was that the problem was quite flexible and it was not a big issue. On listening to that, Rick made a deal of $5,000 with the owner and took the car in his custody. It was later when he took the car to the mechanic where he got to know the bad news. The mechanic told him that it would cost him $6,000 to make the car sellable, which is $1,000 more than what he paid.
Maybe you're going through male menopause.
Yeah. There's no such thing as male menopause.
WILLIE Mays, Jersey. The pawn shop has a huge thing for things brought in which belong to famous personalities, or even only their signatures on it. When WILLIE Mays' jersey was brought to the shop, it immediately had their attention. Chumlee pointed out how the jersey was really clean and didn't seem like it was worn in the game, but Corey seemed pretty intrigued and cracked a deal of a whopping $31,000. Later, when the jersey was put forward for selling, it couldn't find any attention, and so was sent to an auction where it was sold for $19,000, which sent quite a blow to the Harrisons.
You guys in the world that can compare to him in that sport. 660 home runs, batting average of .302.
James Bond guitar. Rick has always been into rock music and the instruments used in it, and if it's vintage, it just doubles the fun for him. A customer walked in the shop along with a guitar which he claimed belonged to James Bond. Not many people know about this, but James Bond was not only a spy. The customer too brought in a list of songs which were played on that guitar, one of which was the James Bond theme song. This had Rick even more interested, but he still wasn't ready to pay 90 grand, which is what the owner was asking for. They did, however, end up agreeing to just over 55 grand, which is a pretty expensive deal if you ask me. Things went down for Rick when he couldn't sell it, because no one was quite interested in the history anyway, and so when he did sell it, he didn't get an amount near to what he paid, and faced a loss.
1983. Did you play with any rock bands and stuff too?
Hey, hold up. Before we move to number 1, do us a favor and please subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Alright, let's move on to the last one. Joe Jackson's book. Joe Jackson was one of the greatest sportsmen. So when a customer came in with a book which he had signed, it immediately had Rick's attention. He didn't only want the book, but desperately wanted it in his possession because Joe's sign was the rarest since he couldn't read or write. He paid the guy 13 grand and happily kept the book for himself. But after the book was shown to experts and the signature was inspected, both of the professionals informed him that he was scammed and the signature was nowhere near authentic. This caused Rick to get nothing out of the deal except a joke. He was laughed upon by his father and son, who were both disappointed in Rick.
Several factors became apparent during our thorough examination that prevented us from certifying the autographs.
A business like this is full of scams. No matter how hard you try to avoid these, one may get trapped into one once or twice. Well, this brings us to the end of our video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't liked the video yet, you can do so now by hitting that thumbs up. We'll see you soon in another video, so until then, take care and goodbye.